Okay guys, so before we go any further and look at the stems now, if anybody's interested, I've done a really good video recently, Antique Drinking Glasses, a comprehensive guide, and I cover a whole host of everything from the history all the way through to the individual components. So if you're interested, check out that video. I'll put a link in the description and I will put it on the end card for you at the end of this video. So if you want something to watch next, really go and watch that, guys. Anyway, we're going to move on to the stems, and the first period we're going to look at is the heavy baluster period, which is 1685 through to 1710. You'll find these mainly on conical and very high conical and domed feet, near enough always with a fold. Okay, so this is the first of the images, just to give you a couple of examples. You can see there the domed feet and the large, thick, heavy nopes. And here we have a second. Now, nopes can come in a whole variety of shapes, depending on the craftsman creating the glass. Now, they can be organic or they can be geometrical. So you could have like acorn shaped, you could have a rectangular or cylinder shape, you can have mushroom shapes. Sorry, guys. I'm just so much to try and remember what I want to say. I haven't done a script for today's. So there's a whole host of nopes, but what you need to remember is they are very thick, substantial nopes. That's pretty much it for the heavy baluster period. So you're looking domed foot, folded or conical with fold. You're looking very substantial, thick, heavy nopes, one or more, and on a really nice thick stem. Moving on to the balustroids, we're going to look at the light balusters. Now, they were a glass called Newcastle light baluster, which was a light baluster produced in Newcastle. Due to its location and proximity, it was sent over to Dutch for engraving, and they are very highly sought after. Now, I've got a few examples of light balusters that I'm going to show you now. They can have a single stem nope, or they can have multiple stem nopes, again, in a whole heap of variety. Okay, so here are 4 glasses, all with different nopes. You have one there with a double, well, triple actually, if you count the bottom one. A good variation, to be honest with you, of light balusters. And this one here is a good example again of multiple, where you have many nopes in the stem and a nice high domed foot. Now, the light baluster period went from 1710 through to 1760. But the really sought after ones, as I say, are Newcastle light balusters or the earlier examples, really demand a high price. Okay, so the next stem we're going to look at is a plain. We're going to look at, it's a section plain and hollow, but we're going to look at plain, then we're going to look at hollow. Okay, so this is an example of the plain stem, and these date from 1730 onwards. If you look at the one on the right there, it's got a little teardrop or a little air bubble, bit of hollowness coming to the stem there. The other one is totally plain. So the plain stem, there's many forms, drawn trumpet and so forth, but it is literally what it says, a plain stem. And 1730 through to 1775, mainly on a conical foot, sometimes with a fold. So we're going to look at the hollow now. Okay, so here's 2 nice examples of hollow stems, guys. A variety of nopes, and as you can see here, on 2 different feet, one on a conical foot, one on a domed foot, but you can clearly see the hollowness of the stem. So it's a really good image there, 2 different examples, and clearly identifying the hollow stem. Next ones we're going to look at are molded or pedestal stems, if I'm saying that right, and they are 1715 to 1765. Again, domed feet, conical feet, folded feet, all in standard with these. Okay, so the image I'm showing you is 4 pedestal stem glasses with varying conical feet. So you can see from a very high conical to a shallow conical. And that will have an effect on the dating due to the pontal scar being covered. I haven't got an image of one on a domed foot, but they did have them with the domed feet as well and the folded feet. But that's a pedestal stem. Okay, the next section we're going to look at are A-twist stems. Now, a mercurial A-twist stem dates from about 1740 through to about 1775. They can be found on a conical, a domed, and have folded feet. The earlier examples have the dome and the folded feet, the conical for the later examples. They can come with a plain stem or with a single nope or multiple nopes. There really is a massive variety in the A-twists. Okay, so I've managed to get some images of A-twist stems. The left image, as I'm looking at it here, is a really good close-up showing you a mercurial A-twist and gives you an idea exactly what you're looking for. Second one on the center image has a center core with the outer twist, and then the final image has a double nope A-twist. So all these are on conical feet. However, as I've said, early examples can be on domed and folded feet. Okay, next category we're going to look at are opaque twist stems. So that's very similar to the mercurial A-twist stem, only the twist is an opaque glass, a white glass. Again, conical feet and can be plain stem, multiple nopes, and so on. You get the point. Let me show you some images. So here's a couple of varieties of images. So the one on the left here, you have a center core and a thread wrapping around the center core. Center image, you have two entwined threads. And the final image you have is a thinner or finer opaque twist with a nope. So a really good variety again. Now, the opaque nope dates from 1755 through to about 1770, 1775. And as I say, conical foot, no fold on this one because of the date. Okay, guys, I'm not 100% if it's the same period or just a fraction later, but then you got the colored twist stems where they have red, yellow, blue, and so forth, canes running through the centers. I'm going to show you some of them now. Okay, so here are some examples of colored twists and combinations. As I say, I'm not 100% if they come out the same period as the opaque or if they're just a fraction later. But again, conical feet and a variety of colors. Now, I do know I saw a yellow canary twist sell for thousands years ago. So the yellow, I think, is the rarer of the colors. But as you can see, you got green, red, and white in one, white and yellow, or opaque and yellow, and you got red and opaque. Some really beautiful stems. Now, before I move on, one way to tell if a colored twist or an opaque twist is English or continental is by the quality of that stem. The English had the cotton twist stems really down beautiful. You could see the quality of them. If you see one of those and it's very loose and not very pretty or just doesn't look pristine, then it's very likely to be a continental example. Because I've had them and they've been quite loosely, the stem's been quite loosely done with the threading. Or at least that's what I've always believed. Maybe they're just a little bit later or not, I don't know. But I've always believed the English ones had the beautiful refined stem. The continental ones were just a little bit looser. Okay, the next period we're going to talk about is facet cut stems. What is that? It's simply a stem that has been facet cut all over. Take a look at these. Okay, so here's two images of facet cut stems. Now, if you look at the one on the left, it's beautiful quality, just beautiful faceting all the way around the glass, all the way down the stem, and it's a straight stem. The one on the right has a nope, so you can see what a nope looks like as well. So a facet stem dates from about 1760 through to about 1810. However, throughout the 20th century, there are companies doing that facet stem again. So be very careful with the facet stems because you find they're on some really nice quality early 20th century glass as well. Okay, so the next we're going to look at are basically rudimentaries. We got writhing glasses, you got firing glasses, you got tankards, you got rummers. Let's pull up a couple of images and go from there. Okay, so what I've got here is a multiple image. Obviously, you've got the opaque twists at the back, and you've got the facet stem with the dome foot, which is actually the first time I've seen a facet stem on a domed foot, so this is obviously possible. But the ones I want you to take particular note to are the firing glasses at the front. You see they're just a drawn bowl on the foot. So that's a firing glass. And here we have two images of writhing dwarf ales. Now, I talked to you about the Flamiform, the rare writhing dwarf ale, in my other video, the Antique Drinking Glasses Comprehensive Guide. But for this purpose of this video, I'm just showing you these two. These are writhing dwarf ales, and they go anywhere from about 1740. Okay, the image here, guys, what I want you to pay attention to is the tankard at the back. Let me zoom in a fraction for you. So, what I want you to look at is this tankard. It's a late 18th century, 1790 through to about 1800. And that is yet again another example of a Georgian glass, handle drawn from the top down. Really nice piece. Okay, the last one I want to show you is a jelly glass, and I didn't have one of them. So if we just look here, you can see it's just drawn down onto a foot, and they are about so big, 3-4 inches, not massive, and they come in a variety of shapes, as you can see there on the screen. So pretty much that is the stems, or what you need to know for the stems. There's obviously going to be things I've missed, and there's going to be exceptions to the rule. Now, what I did note was the book I use for my reference, or my main book, which I'll do a book review on, clearly states that folded feet finish at 1740. However, looking through images and dating on some of the, let's say, the A-twist, then they say the A-twist starts at 1745, and some A-twists have a folded foot, the very early ones. So how can the folded foot stop at 1740 and A-twist start at 1745 with the folded foot? So there's got to be a bit of give or take on the dating system somewhere within a few years. Maybe the folded foot was a little late and the A-twist was a couple of years earlier. I don't know, but there's overlapping. So that's the stems covered, guys. Next topic we're going to look at in just a minute is the bowls. So stick around, and I really hope you're enjoying the video and you're learning something.